Are you gifted, or even your children? Are your children gifted? Anything that I say about this program, it's not me saying that it's true or that it's accurate in any way. It's just me sharing what I came across. But yesterday I was on the TT app and I came across a video about something called the GATE program. GATE stands for Gifted and Talented. I think education is what the E stands for. So it's the Gifted and Talented Education Program. You might remember being a part of this, or maybe you tested for it. Maybe you as a parent, they have asked you to allow the school or whoever to test your children for it. I think this was discontinued recently, a few years ago. But basically, children were being tested. I don't know if it was exactly like their intelligence. I saw things about like psychic abilities. They would have you identify symbols and images. There were like ink blot things. People were mentioning things about hearing tests, but that could have just been a standard hearing test. If you got like accepted into the program based on their responses, then the children were then separated from the classroom or taken to like other buildings, things like that. I'm probably not explaining it perfectly, but if you were a part of it, then you might remember being in it or even being tested for it. It was crazy to me to come across this information, because why would anyone need to test children for like psychic abilities? Tests that the children were being given, the tests weren't like addition or like subtraction that I'm aware of. These weren't activities that had anything to do with like your actual information that you're learning. It was more about like identifying things and their perception, like being able to see things in different places. If you really just sit there and think, with everything that they say is going on in the world education system, what would be the need to test children for abilities that go past a certain point? There were some videos and people that were saying a lot of these children had things in common, psychic abilities, sensitive, or were very sensitive to what they thought were ghosts. Mentioned something about their dreams. Can't remember everything that it was saying. There's like this theory that those children were trying to be programmed a certain way so that they could be used for whatever purpose the people that were testing them wanted to use them for. I don't want to say too much or get into too much detail, because like I said, I'm not saying that any of this is true or it's accurate. Possibility is there. Imagine being able to come across a group of children in all over the country, different schools, and they have extra abilities or they can perceive things past a certain point. Just imagine being able to find a group like that and program them or mold them into whatever it is that you want to. If you take that child and you show them wicked things or dark things, then that is what they are going to apply themselves towards. But if you take those children and you teach them about the light and about God and Jesus, then they can have a serious impact on the world. It's possible that these children were being trained towards a direction that God did not intend for them to go towards. Because in the Bible it says, train a child up in the way they should go, and they'll never depart from it. But I wanted to tell you, if you are gifted or your children are gifted, if you or your children are very sensitive to ghosts, they might have a sensitivity to the spiritual realm. What God wants to use that. God intended for you to be that way for a reason, not so that someone could come in and test you and pull you towards whatever direction they wanted to pull you towards. Because if you take a group of gifted, bright individuals and you train them up in a certain way and you get them in certain professions, then they're going to have a great influence on the other people around them. And hopefully it is a positive or a loving one. But if they are not shown the right things, then it's going to be negative, corrupt mindset that they are going to have. You or your children have psychic abilities. You might actually be prophetic. If you're having dreams about situations before they happen, there is a reason why you are like that. And it is not because we're born that way by coincidence. Critical thinker, you're always asking questions, you're always digging deeper into things, maybe a little bit deeper than you should be. Believe it or not everyone is like that. You might have been raised up in a way to think that you were just born a certain way without imagining that God actually has a greater plan and purpose for your life. You need to seek the things of the Lord, not let yourself be taken by like the wave of everything else going on around you and what everyone else is doing. Something that was instilled inside of you that might not have been instilled in everybody else, and that is not for you to like go and be cocky or to think that you're better than everyone else. You were most likely meant to stand out, even if you didn't or you don't want to. But I'll end it at that for now. If you remember things about the program, if you like resonate with what I'm saying, please go ahead and leave that in the comments, and God bless you.